Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of The Outer Worlds Murder on Eridanos. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me today as we invade this land. We're invading it right now. I don't know what it is. It's got people in it, and it possibly has more things than just people, but it specifically has the profit of profitability that I'm trying to get to. So let's see where that goes. In the meantime, I'll explore all the things, because even though I have no need for the loot. What is that? It's a perfecto. I do want to explore all the things.
Sorry, but we're a little busy right now. I'm sure one of the other guys would be happy to give you a tour.
Excuse me?
Lawrence, do you know who you're talking to? We always have time for the inspector.
Yes.
The inspector? That's you? I am so sorry. We didn't know what we were doing.
You should be sorry.
We're so sorry.
Yes.
It'll never happen again.
I did not talk to you, you might have noticed. I talked to your friend, not to you. This seems a little strange spot to loiter, though. What are you two doing here?
Oh, Law. It's all over. I told you someone would catch on sooner or later, Belle.
Lawrence, let me do the talking here. Inspector, pay him no mind. I'm sure you've bigger saltuna to can than us.
You two hotel workers? Pretty far from the Grand Colonial.
Normally, yes, but we take guests out on live-action wilderness experiences for additional pay. You know, shoot a raft here, walk there. We're just between tours right now.
I'm not buying it. How's about you just tell me... My god, it is like we're imitating a character from... It has to be, right? All the words, all my lines are weird. How is about you just tell me what you are up to?
Buying? We're not selling anything.
What?
Especially since we're between tours.
Don't pay him any mind, Inspector. His upper story's a little gap-toothed, if you know what I mean. But seeing as you insist on sticking your... That is, since you're so curious, I'll fill you in on what we're doing. We, misplaced some people on our last tour. Misplaced them in the maws of some local predators. Now we're stuck here wondering how to get their room keys.
Did I misclick? I'm not buying it. Right. The buying it. I was so focused on the actual thing that I said. You know, the how is about, that him focusing on the very first line. I forgot about that. I legitimately thought I misclicked, which can happen. You know, I read the thing and I'm looking at her face as I say some things every once in a while, and then the mouse cursor can go away. The UI is well designed enough though that it doesn't allow you to immediately turn away, so that is good. So your guidees were eaten by canids?
Might have been raptidons. I find it hard to tell them apart, especially when my glasses get fogged up.
So when you say lost, you mean left behind, so you could make a clean getaway.
You make it sound like we did this on purpose. If we had, we'd have been smart enough to get their room keys back first.
Yeah, that does check out. You got your guests killed, and all you care about are their room keys.
Hey, we all got our priorities. Not worrying about those keys ain't gonna bring their owners back from the dead. Anyway, the sooner we get those keys back, the sooner we can make it look like the ex-guests checked out early.
Fair enough. Give me one good reason I shouldn't sell you out to the constabulary.
Here's one. We ain't done nothing illegal. The guests signed the proper waivers to come out here. Still, it'd be a pain for Slug if we don't make it look like they checked out too. Byzantines aren't always put off by paperwork alone, sadly.
We knew sooner or later this was gonna happen. We've got some hush money tucked away. If you can get those keys for us, it's all yours.
Say I got your keys. What's to stop me from telling your bosses what happened?
You kidding? You're welcome to.
Our bosses would want this situation resolved, just like us.
I know.
We're the real victims here. The dead can't suffer anymore, but we can, and we will if we have to pay for all these lost keys.
Yeah, I was gonna say is that this is on the company because obviously they put the guests in this situation because the company forces them to put them in this situation or asks them, which is the same. I didn't. It's the constabulary, not to. I guess well, it wasn't me rehashing the question from before. It was just a new solution. Instead of going to the constabulary, it was about the bosses. So that was a dumb option. Sure, you guys look like you need a break. I'll find those keys for you.
Did I just hear that right? The inspector is going to help us, Bill! Thank the stars!
We're not out of the woods yet. Let's just see what happens before we celebrate. We last saw the guests deeper in the wilderness, Inspector. That'd be a good place to look.
Yep, I'll be back when I find those keys. Deeper in the woods. Well, I just care about the Prophet, so... well, I don't just care about the Prophet. I also care about making sure the edges of the map are explored, because that's how you do proper exploration in a first-person game. Because we don't have an overlay of the map with fog of war and all that sort of stuff. So, hi.
I was nearly attacked by a terror ray on my way here.
Nearly. It's the nearly. The nearly is the good. I do enjoy being nearly attacked rather than actually. This is a place. I mean, I say it not as in this is a place we can visit, but rather, look at it. Look at it is the... Don't worry, it's all going perfectly fine over there. Purple berry things. Wow. Yeah, what are these? They're just purple berry stuff. What else? No entrance? I thought there was gonna be an entrance. Well, I guess I'm exploring this way, even though it goes opposite to where I want to go. We got some tourists here. And a tour guide.
Can't believe we got to deal with marauders on Eridanos.
Are you looking at poop? He's looking at poop. Is that poop? I think that's poop. I shot the poop to make sure it was poop. It didn't behave like not poop. So, it possibly is poop. It's poop, isn't it? He's looking at poop. Is he a tracker? Just tourist guide. What? I have no idea what they're doing over there. Puzzle? No, no puzzle. What a shame. What is this? This looks like a different area. Well, yeah, you guys fight them. I'm not really feeling into that sort of activity for the moment. I will let you deal with that. And you guys seem to be dealing with it. Parvati didn't do it? Okay. No, Felix didn't do it. Oh, they're shooting me. Oh. Boss is dead, yes. I don't even know when I saved. Although, not too far away. Oh.
Hey there. You find us those keys?
No, not yet. It was all the way back here. So, well, I guess we know there's nothing here. That's the most important thing. Well, it isn't the most important thing that there's nothing. It's the most important thing that we know there's nothing. And because that is a different area altogether, like it looks very different. Oh, game is chugging, which means it's loading. Wait. Oh, I have the wrong weapon on. Because it's a very different area, I'll just not explore it for the moment. Because we can. And let's go to the Prophet of Profitability. Candy Canyons.
Oh, hey, Candy Canyon! I know this place. It's where they did Free Range Fixer.
It looks like there's a lot of enemies. $2,600 damage is a lot. Or is that because he was sneaking? Parvati is hurt. Man. She's back up. Not 100% sure why she's back up. It's just a Colossus. Nothing much. Okay, that might have been what killed us. And this leads to... nowhere? Well... Purple berry lunch, and a Spacer's Corona, and a compass, and a shovel. I do not know. I do not know where it leads to. But there's definitely something in here. Though that's a friend. Didn't mean to do that. But it works. You guys are not quest givers? Okay. Well, let's go back. Because that's where we need to go. What?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Really? I'm getting stuck on the rocks. A semi-recent set of tracks in the dirt stands out from the dead leaves and those made by passing creatures.
Identifying human footprints leading out into the wilderness. It is unusual for productivity disciples to wander more than a few feet from the camp.
Are they Helen's?
Scanning. No. Helen's distinctive shoe size not found. Judging by footprint depressions and shoe size, these prints were either made by the Prophet of Profitability or Adjutant Sophia Akande. Error. Recalibrating. These footprints were made by the Prophet of Profitability.
Well, that's good because I'm here to meet her. And I thought she wasn't there. But the footprints are going this way. I think those are headshots. What I do a lot of damage with. Did it.
Oh, that's the last of him.
Well, yeah. The last of them for sure. Jeweled ring. It's fine with me. Let's right click on this. Yeah. So we're following the footprints. So that means the Prophet is not here. That sucks. Can I walk forward? Man. Yeah, I get stuck. This particular area has got a lot of things for me to snag into. Or onto. Whatever snag does. You snag onto things, I'm pretty sure. There's gonna be another murder.
Captain, what is this place and why is everybody acting so strange?
Are they?
Oh, law. They ain't cannibals, right?
Do cannibals act strange? We have Elia Mason. We have Victoria Foxworth.
The prophet says to purge the mind of truth, that her truth.
What? The her truth is the only truth. Facts serve no purpose in the pursuit of truth. Hi.
I'm going to absolutely murder the next quarterly report.
I mean, well, that's what you're here for. Is to learn about that. Suppose that checks out. And I want to repair this one as well. We got a computer here. Welcome. If you are in search of a seminar, please speak to the Prophet of Profitability directly. The messages on this terminal are private. Should you read them, your humors may be thrown off balance! ! Is your curiosity worth the loss of profits? Let's see. From Ruth Bellamy. Prophet, I have talked with my agents, and they have told me that what I said about your seminars regarding not taking them actually lost you about 30% of your revenue for the next 3 months, with future losses projected. When I said I wasn't much interested in attending, I didn't really realize that it'd hit you quite as hard as it did. Guess that's the price of stardom. Everyone listens a little extra to everything you say, or you said. I'm hoping if you've got space, that I might be able to attend one of your sessions today as a means of apologizing. I know that notice is short, but I'm hoping you can fit me in without much inconvenience. And this sort of clears out the Prophet, I suppose. And then we have Lee Whitaker over here. Hey, Prophet, Whitaker here. Wanted to ask how that mix of, quote, herbs, unquote, I sent you has worked out. I was skeptical at first about using them for medication purposes, but hell, what do I know about productivity? That said, be sure to remember what I told you. Don't cut the herbs asymmetrically. Hampers the texture. Don't leave them out in the sun, and for the law's sake, make sure you keep the smoke doses small. Last thing you want is to accidentally send somebody into a coma, or worse, kill them. Be smart from Whitaker. And then we have this is a setup, storytelling setup. This is gonna pay back later. And then from, quote, your devoted attendees, unquote. Prophet. The other attendees of, quote, tripling profits through transcendentalism, unquote, and I have reconvened, and we're all in agreement. Your seminars are simply top-notch. We have seen a 0.5% increase in each of our businesses in total profits since we attended your seminar together. Of course, with the price of materials, shipping, and other costs involved, it boils down to more than a 0.1% increase, but an increase is an increase. I like it feels like a typo, but I like the typo. It's more than a 0.1% increase, but it isn't. It should be little more, but the little is not there. Anyway, if you ever, because, you know, it's not, you'd say more, because you're sort of, it's a counterpoint, so you'd say less than a 0.2% increase, for example, in which it would be, or at least we assume it is. It's 0.5% is more than 0.1% is all I'm saying. If you ever decide to visit the Grand Colonial, you simply must let us purchase you a round of drinks. Thanks to you, we certainly have the bits for it. And, yeah, that's not, they're not even joking about that, because, you know, performance doesn't, correlate to money, as we well know in society. In the outer world society, as well in real life, but specifically in the outer worlds, since that's what we're talking about. What do we have? Hi.
The Prophet's treatments are intense. I nearly collapsed during the last session.
You guys all have names.
Hello. Welcome to the Prophet of Profitability's Private Prosperity Retreat. Stay positive, and soon all your humors will be balanced. Least, that's what I keep telling myself. Anyway, I'm Aaliyah Mason. I work as the Prophet's right-hand woman. What can I do for you?
What can you tell me about the retreat?
If you felt imbalanced and unproductive, linger in your malaise no longer. We have all the amenities and practices for calming the ill humors strangling your potential. Sit for hours in our sweat house and sweat them out, or stand amidst burning coals and feel your productive inhibitions burn away. And remember, think positive. Positivity equals productivity equals profitability.
Do you know the Prophet well?
Of course. I've been studying under her for years. I know each of her techniques more or less by heart, and even have some variations of my own, such as the quintuple daily stomach purges. She's promised me that I'd be allowed to open my own branch of the retreat someday soon. Of course, I've been waiting on someday soon for coming up on 4 years now. I'm sure it's gonna happen anytime now.
For a positivity disciple, you sound a little less than enthused.
Oh, terribly sorry if I gave you that impression. I had a cramp. It's better now. I mean, it might be nice if I had a little inclination of whether the Prophet appreciated all the cooking and cleaning and hours of meditation I do on a daily basis. But whatever she thinks isn't for me to question. I'll do my best to be more chipper.
I was hired to look into Halcyon Allen's murder. I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Oh my. Yes, this is important enough for me to delay my bi-hourly self-flagellation. Ask away.
The Prophet had some kind of feud with Halcyon Helen, right?
Yes, the circumstances there are quite unfortunate. For a time, the Prophet was completely despondent. Even the hot coal walks weren't buoying her spirits as they usually do. However, we recently had a high-profile visitor whose presence seemed to alleviate whatever the Prophet's fears were.
Spencer Woolrick?
Oh, you must have misheard me. I said high profile, not had profile. Mr. Woolrich comes by much too often to be worth mentioning.
Huh. High profile? What is she referring to? We recently had a high-profile visitor whose presence seemed to alleviate whatever the prophet's fears were. It can't be Helen, because otherwise she would just say it's Helen, and also it's like she came in here and alleviated the alleviation. Have you noticed any unusual behavior in the retreat lately?
Well, by and large, no. But something rather odd did happen regarding the Prophet recently. A few hours after our high-profile visitor arrived a couple of days ago, the Prophet asked me to take over sessions for the remainder of the day. At first, I was excited. Thought it was my chance to show her what I could do in charge. But then I saw that she was deeply worried about something. No one saw her until the next day.
Where were you at the time of the murder?
I was here, at the retreat in the company of the other disciples and clients. I rarely have more than a few minutes of alone time. Which is fine, of course. I do what I do in the service of the Prophet, who will, I'm sure, reward me for my sacrifice. Eventually.
That's all for now.
Certainly.
Okay.
Actually, before you go, I want to report something suspicious. I noticed the Prophet dragging something, a bundle, away from the retreat after that high-profile guest arrived. Normally, I'm the one who does her laundry, so it was strange. Especially because whatever she was dragging seemed oddly human-shaped.
Couldn't you have brought this information forward a little earlier?
I could have, but I generally don't have the time or energy to leave the reserve to contact anyone. Plus, there's always the possibility that I'm mistaken. The Prophet hasn't been herself lately, but if I misinterpreted the situation and reported her improperly, I'd ruin my chances for opening my own wing of the retreat.
Yes, that is how positions of power work. You're sure it was a body?
I think so. Had the right size and shape.
I'll look into it. A body? I wonder if I can step on these. I mean, I can. But...
By concentrating on profit, I can invite wealth into my life.
that is how wealth is generated usually. It's concentrating on the profit. So, you know, you generate as much wealth as that is. I mean, they're not wrong. They're just using the verbiage of cults rather than, like, I think this whole place is supposed
says to purge the mind of truth, that her truth is the only truth. Facts serve no purpose in the pursuit of profit.
It feels like they're trying to make this seem like a cult, but it's just like very mild, normal, tame takes on just the whole market and capitalism and whatnot, and being like, hey, focus on profit and you gain more money.
I'm going to absolutely murder.
Oh, he goes back to that. I was just doing laps. That guy is just doing laps. It's just doing. That's what he's doing. Okay, so I assume 5 a.m. through 2 a.m. Awaken, praise the prophet, listen to the prophet, sweet house meditation, lunch, hot cold training, stomach purging, dinner, stomach purging. The stomach purging is immediately after dinner for 2 minutes. The dinner is 2 minutes. The stomach purging is for the rest of that hour. Medical attention, clean the retreat, beatings by prophet, free time. That's 1 minute after midnight. Disciples' choice, self-flagellation, or meditation on productivity, followed by no food next day. If you don't know what self-flagellation is, that is you beating yourself, like literally, as in, it's often a word used in a figurative term, but it's a literal thing as well. That's what that is. So I'm thinking we won't find her here. but maybe I'm wrong. Tactical Shotgun 3. We have a note. Notice to all employees working in the Holy Caves. That's written weirdly. We regret to inform you that this atmospheric complex now belongs to Sublight Underground. Under the terms of our new intercorporate agreement, all Rizzo's employees remaining on the complex will be viewed as corporate spies by Sublight Underground. While you remain here, you will not be under Rizzo's protection, nor will you be paid for any continued work. Please report to Rizzo's property for processing. Failure to comply will result in termination, either by Sublight Underground or by Rizzo's fixers. Please, that's killing. That's what that means. They'll be killed. Please refrain from misusing company resources to continue to survive. Thank you. Because they are supposed to die. Yes. And we are supposed to say goodbye for right now because we're out of time. So for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been The Outer Worlds Murder on Eridanos. I really hope you've enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and leave a comment. Like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.